Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your account where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Let's move into our first topic, and that is another player in the rideshare space with big promises, Block. Ooh, baby. What is this all about?
So if you're a New York City driver, this is for you specifically, but then I'm sure they're not going to just stay in New York City. New rideshare app Block promises no surge pricing, which is horrible for the driver, good for the rider though. Better pay for drivers.
Hey, if they're actually paying properly, then that might be a good thing. But who knows what they're actually paying.
They're saying I'm trying to actually get a hold of them. Actually, they're saying that rider fares are going to be a lot less than Uber and Lyft, and the driver is going to keep 100% of the fare. And so we'll see. They're a team of Brooklyn-based entrepreneurs introducing no commission model. So how's this company going to make money? That's what I want to know. Number one, they're launching in New York City because in New York City, TLC, right? You have to have commercial insurance to be a New York City driver, not New York State city driver. And so I'm assuming they're going to take advantage of that situation and not cover insurance like Uber and Lyft do. And so they're touting it as cheaper for the rider. All of the money goes to the driver. How does Block make money? I have no idea. So we want to know. If you ever watch this, folks, Block people, folks, please get in touch with me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
I'm assuming it'll probably be like a subscription service, right?
It doesn't say. I didn't see it, and but I would really like to know. And so Block's approach eliminates commission fees entirely. It says that means whatever the rider pays goes directly into.
I said, what about taxes?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, this is they have a website, they have an app on Android, and so if you're a New York City driver, go test it out. There's a wait list for riders and drivers to onboard. CMO and co-founder Daniel Perkveld emphasized this key difference. Block is a no commission rideshare model. Whatever the rider pays, the driver will keep 100% of.
Oh, so there's no taxes involved.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that Uber even is looking into the subscription model, like service as a software model, it's interesting. I mean, I think it's going to succeed. It's one of these companies with a little deeper pockets, and hopefully these people have deep pockets. The subscription model, I think, is good for the part-time driver, full-time driver, especially if the subscription is reasonable, right? Let's say if you're a full-time driver and Block charges you $10 a day, $9.99, and tomorrow you don't want to work, you don't want to pay. You pay by the day or by the week or whatever. You pay your dues, and then you keep all the money. You can do whatever the heck you want with it. I think it's a great model for the driver. I really do. Subscription model, I think, is going to work, except that while they're getting off the ground, Chris, they don't have the financial backing to last enough to just take some market share. And we know what Uber and Lyft do.
Well,
they just go
I mean, honestly, here's the thing though, if they market right, and this is what Y-Ride did not do. This is what a couple of the other companies did not do. You're like, oh, well, we got to get our drivers. No, it's very simple and easy to get drivers. It's very easy. It's very difficult to get riders. And that's what you need in order for the business to actually work. So signing up drivers should be like a second thought. The first thought should be, how do you acquire riders? So if they take a page out of Empower's playbook, then they actually might be able to, squeeze on through. But that also comes with a big warning. New York City is not going to lay down and say, hey, what's going on here? You didn't pay your dues, and we're going to try and shut you down. So they could follow the same exact suit as what Empower is dealing with. So there is a real reality when it comes to it. It just depends on, what things are going to happen and if they're taking care of that stuff. But
so we're still looking for Empower to show up. I've pinged them at least 2-3 times. Joshua Steer is the CEO of Empower. If you're willing to come on the show, you're more than welcome to. Email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. The difference is Block may have bought a TLC license, may have paid for it. Empower didn't pay for it, and that's why they're in trouble, even with New York City now. So we'll see where this Block idea goes. I do like the subscription model. Honestly, if there was a company out there that has enough deep pockets to last a while, as Chris said, acquisition of the rider is very expensive. However, though, if your trips are going to be 20-25% cheaper than Uber and Lyft, that will acquire you a lot of riders, but you need a lot of social media marketing. You need a lot of push to get this out there. Because believe me, as much as the drivers are pissed, riders are pissed. They're tired of paying. They were paying $20 for a 10-mile trip 2 years ago. Now they're paying $40. Where's all that money going? It's going to Uber's and Lyft's pocket. So both sides are tired. The timing is decent on this, but they have to have deep pockets too, because Uber and Lyft will cut rates and try to kill them, which what they do every time, like they did with InDrive and whatever not. Thing is, if there is an outfit there with enough money backing them, I think they can take some market share from Uber and Lyft.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they're playing this out, because otherwise, they're either going to fall in the same line as Empower, or if they did it, but if they're not collecting any commission, if they're not collecting anything, then where are they getting their money from, and how are they going to be able to do that in order to follow the law side of things? So
you got to run the app. There's a cost of running. There's a cost of doing business in rideshare. I mean, a lot of people think, Uber has no cost. Uber,
and then on top of it, that's why I said the taxes and the toll. I mean, tolls are supposed to go to driver, but taxes. I mean, there's fees and there's government taxes and things like that the government's going to come after and want. So they can't. I mean, they got to watch out there too, because that could be a false claim and false advertising, deceptive practice as well too, because they're saying 100%, whatever the rider pays is what you're getting, but you're not taking into account the New York City taxes and fees that are going to be on every single ride.
Yeah, we'll finish with this comment, which is 100% correct, because I was involved with Y-Ride, and that's what they did in San Francisco. And a big problem with rideshare companies, new rideshare companies face, is Uber and Lyft can and will subsidize rider price and driver pay until the new company runs out of cash. And that's exactly what happened to Y-Ride, because we were doing really, really well up in San Francisco. But then the next company, because they all reach out to me once in a while, the new outfits, so want to advise us this and that. I go, yeah, I'll be happy to. And the first question now I'm asking is, how much money you have in the bank? Because you got to have money in the bank. If you don't have it, that initial push, Uber will come at you and Lyft will come at you with both guns blazing. You need to be able to withstand that. And you need to have a really, really good marketing team behind you to get the word out to the riders, because riders are as sick as the drivers are from these two incumbents. So we'll see.
Yeah. They're just not as plugged in as drivers are, because drivers are, always wondering what's going on when passengers are just like, I need a ride here, I need a ride there, and that's the practice that they do. So all right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.